Geoff's joining us. Geoff had an interesting talk. In my mind, I found it very interesting. It was titled "Testing Under Pressure." So tell us a little bit about testing under pressure and what was your inspiration for it?
I do volunteer.
Hold on a second.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? Where are you from? People don't know that. Let's hear a little bit.
Let's
about
start
your
with that then.
I started my session with that. I'm Geoff Loken. I'm living in northern Alberta in the middle of nowhere, and I'm doing volunteer firefighting there in my spare time.
Are you above the tree line?
I'm kind of no. There's lots of trees. No, we're
you're
a ways
not
off
quite
from
that
that.
far north.
Yeah, no, there's
I know
farmland
you're
and then
north of
trees,
Edmonton, so
and then
the sun sets at what 10:30 in June and probably comes up at 3 in the morning. In that range.
at the solstice we get about an hour of dark.
There you go.
So
Fun.
He lives north in
That
Canada.
very north.
Very north.
there you go.
The amazing thing is he's not the only tester there.
There's
that's
two of
what
us.
Really surprised me. There's
Two.
two,
Yes.
which I think is half of the town.
Give or take. There was almost as many people in my session today as
Live in your
at
town.
home.
And who do you work for?
I work for the Athabasca University, which is a university, online university. So we have software.
It has to be online because there's no one who lives there.
Exactly.
Right.
Evidently, and two testers.
Two. Yeah.
Two. All right. Now,
So inspiration for the talk.
So all my time is spent either at work or firefighting. So I thought maybe I should try to find
sometimes
what the
both.
commonality was.
Ever both?
My secret retirement plan is actually to die in a fire at work, so I get to double dip on life insurance.
Oh,
So
nice.
That's not so much a retirement plan as a retirement plan.
it's not
for
my
your wife.
retirement
That's
plan.
your
Yeah,
wife's
that's
retirement
It's more of an
her
exit
retirement
strategy.
plan,
Yeah. So there's similarities between software testing and firefighting, correct?
Maybe. I
Okay.
left the conclusion up to the audience.
Maybe.
But I think so, yeah.
Okay.
My thesis here was that we're both dealing with very little information, a lot of pressure, urgency of action, and vague, high pressure things like that. What do you got?
Julie Hurst from Calgary, who actually doesn't live that far from you, has a rather provocative question. Why didn't Geoff wear his fireman outfit today?
Oh, that would have been better.
I guess Julie likes men in uniform. And she's nodding. There you go.
I didn't think I'd get it on the airplane, but
Fair enough. Good answer. It was the TSA's fault. As is probably 80% of anything else. All right. The Theatrical Safety Association.
So testing under pressure. Frame up what sort of pressures you experience in your day-to-day work as a tester.
tons and tons of projects, very little time to get to know them, very little information about them sometimes.
What do you mean by tons? Like 5? 30?
We have about 30 developers and about 2 testers.
How
So
many tons of projects?
Mm-hmm.
How many
I
projects?
have, okay, right now I've got about 12 on my list. And I would say that's more than I can do at one time.
I would say anything more than 1 is more than you can do at one time. But all 12 are active. The developers are all
At various
all
stages,
of those are expecting you to be doing something for them.
on some level. I'm not on all of them, but
Oh no.
There are 2 of you after all, right?
yeah.
So if
It's
you were
not
to
happening.
provide some tips or tricks or techniques for someone to use to deal with the day-to-day pressures of software testing from the fire service, what might they be?
I was getting into really basic stuff, so be conscious of what you're doing and always be learning, always be improving.
Safety language
violation. I shot down best practices for a bit and recommended building procedures for what you do that will be somewhat predictable and flexible, so you can get really good at working in a hurry and being tidy and conscious so that things are where you need them and you know where they are and how to use them.
How long does it take you to
that
get
kind
into
of thing.
your, if you get called to a fire, how long does it take you to get into your firefighting gear?
We're supposed to be in gear in under a minute, 30 seconds-ish. But, you know,
That was a non-answer. You said we're supposed to be. How long?
I could do it. I could get there in 30 seconds. But I live 2 minutes from the hall, and we're the county. We could be an hour driving somewhere. So the 30 seconds becomes kind of a non-issue.
I was dressed in 30 seconds for that 3-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gotcha.
So what's an example of something that you use in your daily work as a tester to keep things tidy and to avoid some of the pitfalls that maybe others might run into?
Well, as far as tidiness, I was talking really simple tools. Like keep your computer working and uncluttered. Keep your desk uncluttered.
Okay.
Have pens and notepads and whatever it is you use. The simple tools you take for granted but need, have them ready in there and tidy and ready to go. And I think that's more important than people think.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And my desk is messy. And it has burned me a few times.
And so you left it up to the audience to decide whether there were parallels between the two. Was there any sort of consensus, or was that where it was left?
I think a few people seem to be drawing some connections there. It was interesting. It was kind of fun.
And is this your first CAST conference?
Yes.
So how was your first CAST conference? What do you think?
It's been really fun, really interesting. It was really intimidating coming up after the other speakers because there's some really smart people out there.
So let's see here. What fun question do we want to ask him?
He was a car.
If you were a car, what car would you be and why?
Well, I'm going to go 71 Buick convertible because I have one I'm working on and it takes up any free time I have. So
Nice. Excellent.
Good
Well,
enough.
thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate it.
thanks for having me.
Welcome to your first guest.